Hello, I'm Rob Mangia. Today I would like to speak about Christian symbolism. Is it really Christian or is it pagan? Let's find out. When Jesus said, "Get away from me, you workers of lawlessness," these people were Christians who believed in Jesus, but they knew of a Jesus, but not the Jesus. The Jesus that said, "Do not worship idols," because he wants exclusive devotion alone, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. But do we give God exclusive devotion? First of all, I believe that Jesus died on a cross because that's what the scriptures tell us. Not because anyone told me, but it's what I read in the scriptures. But I would like to examine why Jesus died on a cross. And why did they use a cross and not some other method of torture?
In order to understand what I'm talking about, we'll have to go back a few thousand years to Genesis 10:8. That's where this mean-looking cuss came on the scene. Well, I will make this brief. This is Nimrod, a mighty hunter before God. And this is his wife, Semiramis.
Nimrod and Semiramis knew each other, if you know what I mean. And Semiramis became pregnant. Just after that, Nimrod died. There are conflicting reports. Some say it was Semiramis. Others say that he was killed while hunting because he was wearing Adam's garments and that gave him supernatural powers. If you ask me, I don't know. I wasn't there. She claimed Nimrod ascended into a sun god, then was reincarnated into her son Tammuz. That meant that Semiramis is now called the Mother of God. Jeremiah chapter 7 verse 18 plus Jeremiah chapter 44 17 to 19 and 25 speaks about how the Israelites worshipped and gave incense to the Queen of Heaven, and that it didn't work out well for them because God was not pleased with that. Oh, how did that get there? It is said that Semiramis and Tammuz, her son, were lovers. While hunting, he was killed by wild boars and dragged into the underworld and forced to serve as a substitute for his wife, who had recently returned from the dead. His descent resulted in an end to all vegetation and fertility. Because of this, it caused a yearly cycle of death and rebirth. Tammuz's symbol was the cross. There were different variations of the cross throughout Europe. In Egypt, in Babylon, Mesopotamia, and yes, even Rome. So when Jesus died on the cross, I believe it wasn't just a cross. It was one of their many gods. They knew the cross was an abomination to the Jew. That's one of the reasons. Invoke shame unto the Jew. Ezekiel speaks of this. The Jews of that day knew Ezekiel 8:14 to 15. Let's go there. Then he brought me to the door of the gate of the Lord's house, which was towards the north, and behold, there sat women weeping for Tammuz. Then said he unto me, Hast thou seen this, O son of man? Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations than these.
Remember the brass serpent that Moses raised up in the wilderness so that after they were bitten by poisonous serpents, they would look upon this brass serpent and be healed? Well, years later, in 2 Kings chapter 18, verses 4, Hezekiah broke it into pieces because they were being worshipped by the Israelites. And then remember the golden calf. The golden calf represented God. At least that's what they made it for. But yet when Moses came down from Mount Sinai and saw it, he destroyed it because there should not be any graven images. Yet we take this cross, which is a symbol of a pagan god that has nothing to do with Christianity, and we put it behind our podiums. We wear it around our necks. We hang it on our walls. We write songs about it. There's something wrong here.
In 312 AD, following his reported vision of a cross before the Battle of Milvian Bridge, Emperor Constantine adopted a cross, which later became the symbol for Christianity. He also adopted many symbols for Christianity, mixing true worship with pagan worship. Does this mean he was converted to Christianity? I believe in his day, Christians were increasing in number. So in order to maintain control without losing his polytheistic gods and maintaining his control over the people, he faked it. To this day, his concept lives. So now we have the Roman Catholic Church and its offshoots, with billions of members performing many powerful works that are false in its power, spreading a tainted gospel throughout the world, a gospel that will bring you straight back to Babylon. Not just Babylon. Babylon the Great.